Today, we'll be looking at what retirement really looks like when you have $5 million, and the reality might be more surprising than you think. Over our years working with high net worth retirees, one of the most common questions we get is, how does the size of my portfolio impact my retirement plan? And that's why we're making this video, to provide you with realistic expectations of what retirement looks like with a $5 million portfolio, and how you can use your portfolio to identify how much you need to retire and can spend in retirement. Let's get right into it. Retiring with $5 million may sound like the ultimate financial goal, but what does life truly look like at this level of wealth? While it offers incredible opportunities, there are some surprises and decisions that come with this milestone. Let's explore the realities of retiring with $5 million using a hypothetical example to highlight the freedoms, concerns, and strategies involved. Meet Brian and Kate, a couple in their late 50s who currently have just under $5 million in their retirement accounts. The portfolio includes a mix of 401k savings, Roth accounts, and their savings accounts. And despite their significant wealth, they had questions and concerns about their financial future. Will their savings last for 25 plus years? With increasing life expectancies, Brian and Kate worry about outliving their money. Retirement planning for such a long horizon requires careful budgeting and flexibility. So how should they balance spending and preserving wealth? They want to enjoy their retirement, but they also aim to leave a legacy for their children. We'll get into that in a moment. What unexpected costs might come up through retirement? And healthcare, home repairs, market downturns, these are all potential curveballs that could impact their finances. And even with $5 million, these uncertainties can't be ignored. So where do we start? Let's go to the retirement software here. Brian and Kate, we have all of their stuff lined up here. The first thing we need to do is understand that expenses are essential. Retirement isn't just about having a large nest egg. It's about knowing your spending needs. Retiring with $5 million doesn't mean you could just ignore budgeting. So let's head over to the expenses in healthcare. Brian and Kate created a detailed plan that accounted for their fixed and variable costs and personal and discretionary spending. So let's go into the detailed explorer here, so we can see all the stuff that they've kind of accounted for. Utility expenses, transportation expenses, food, personal care, gym memberships. In addition, it was also important to them to add in some years of travel during their first 5 years of retirement, vacation and trips. And that is on top of a week down the Cape that they had every year to spend with the kids. That's a tradition for theirs. Number two, it's also important to know that flexibility is critical. Market fluctuations and unexpected expenses require retirees to adjust their plans. Retiring with $5 million may provide a cushion, but adaptability is still key. Brian and Kate learned to adjust their withdrawals and spending based on changing circumstances, ensuring their portfolio remains resilient. And number three, taxes don't disappear. Withdrawing from retirement accounts and managing investments often results in significant tax liabilities. Smart tax planning helped Brian and Kate minimize their tax burden and keep more of their wealth. And so let's get into the software here to show a little bit more on that. So as we're going into Brian and Kate's situation here, we see that based on their, again, with their baseline plan, on their current savings and their expenses, if we use the retirement age of when Brian wanted to retire at age 63, on what they need to spend, and based on certain rates, inflation, medical inflation, we take a look at their overall chance of success, 99% for a baseline plan. That means based on the money that they have saved already, they are going to be, there's a very good chance that they will be completely okay in retirement spending. So then we start to play what if scenarios. Well, what if there's some sort of a black swan event, right? Let's say there's a 30% drop in the market when Brian and Kate are just about to retire. So when we calculate that out, they still have an 84% chance of success in retirement. So let's go back in the baseline plan, we have them retire 3 years early. So now Brian and Kate are able to retire 3 years before that they planned on, and they still have a 96% chance of success in retirement. If we stress test that with, again, that black swan event, they still have a 94% chance of success in retirement. But I think that comes because we've already done the Social Security and Roth conversion explorer inside of this portfolio for you. So yeah, if we go with highest estate value, yeah, we already did this. But let's do this. Let's show you how we do this again with, let's say, if they retired 3 years early with a 96% chance of success, or actually, let's do it with a black swan event. If we go to the black swan event and they have an 84% chance of success, but we go in and we want to optimize, we have the ability to save over $70,000 in taxes and create $555,000 more dollars in their estate. So if we apply that to the scenario, as long as we have these strategies in place as we start working with them, and let's actually work with, before we even get into Social Security optimization, let's see what that number does. Brings them from 84 to 89%. Now if we go into their Social Security, which takes a little bit longer to do, but to kind of give you an idea of what something like this is like, working with a financial advisor that can use this software to help you, we can say that if we apply just this strategy, they bump up to an 89% chance of success. I think that was the same number it just was. But this just gives you a better idea of what working with the financial advisor can do when we're stress testing against different scenarios. So even with $5 million, the financial decisions can feel overwhelming. And here's how retirees can approach these challenges. Number one, create a spending plan and calculate your portfolio income needs, or your PIN as we like to call it. Prioritize your needs, wants, and legacy goals to guide your financial decisions. Calculating your PIN can be a great starting guide. And to get a rough estimate of your PIN, your portfolio income needs, you'll want to add up your expected expenses for a year in retirement, subtract your guaranteed income sources like a pension, net rental income, and or Social Security income, and then multiply that number by the amount of years that you think you'll be in retirement. Next, work with the financial advisor. Now that you've roughly calculated your PIN, you can seek professional guidance that can help you optimize investments, manage risks, and plan for the future. For us, you'll fit into one of our 3 frameworks, whether that be shortfall, stronger, or sharpen. If your current retirement savings is not near what your portfolio income needs is, you'll want to prioritize the actions in the shortfall framework, which is either work longer, save more, plan to spend less in retirement, or some combination of the 3. If your assets are enough to cover your portfolio income needs, you'll want to work with your advisor on things like Social Security claiming or timing, which we just went over in the software, investment allocation strategies, Roth conversions, tax planning, and other tactics that will help improve your probability of success in retirement. From there, you can run through other scenarios like we just did with Brian and Kate's example to see if there's some opportunities that are available to you that you may not have considered previously, like retiring 3 years early. But you also want to make sure you plan for the unexpected. Build a safety net for healthcare, long-term care, and other unforeseen costs, like a black swan event that we modeled earlier. And in conclusion, a wealthy retirement requires intentional planning. Retiring with $5 million can be a significant achievement, but it's not without its challenges. As Brian and Kate's situation shows, success lies in understanding your expenses, staying flexible, and preparing for the unexpected. Whether you're close to this milestone or learning from those who've reached it, the key to a fulfilling retirement is thoughtful, intentional planning. Now that you've discovered what retirement really looks like, you can better plan your retirement future knowing that you might need less than you think to have a successful retirement. Now, through analyzing thousands of high net worth retirement journeys, we at Rubino and Lang Wealth Partners consistently see that proper planning matters far more than the total number that someone has in their retirement savings. Between tax-efficient withdrawal strategies, strategic asset allocation, and legacy planning, we found that most retirees have far more potential for maximizing their retirement than they realize. The key factor is getting the right advice that's tailored to their specific situation. To help with this, we've created a 3-minute "How much do I need to retire?" quiz that shows whether you're already wealthy enough to retire. The best part, if you're hoping to retire within the next 5 years and you complete this quiz, one of the partners here at Rubino and Lang Wealth Partners, whether that be Sam, John, or Ryan, will personally create a short video analyzing your situation so you can see if you're on the path or not to be someone who could retire years earlier than you think. So click on the link in the description and get started. Until next time, take care.